Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. You can connect with me on Instagram and TikTok. Also, you can go ahead and shop the website. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. So we are going to get into it, y'all. This, you see the thumbnail, and we've been talking about it, Black fatigue, ratchet fatigue, Black culture fatigue, whatever you want to call it. But in Indianapolis this past weekend, some kids were out of control. It happened in multiple cities because it also happened in Jacksonville, Florida. A bunch of teens were at the Orange Park Mall and they had to shut down the mall. And the Clay County sheriffs had said, come get your kids. And it comes to a point like, when are we going to hold parents accountable? We want to hold parents accountable when there is a mass, boom, boom, boom at the school or something like that. But when it's something going on locally or these, you're dropping your teen off in areas that you don't need to have your teen unsupervised. What's really going on? When are we going to hold people accountable? But Anton covered this story, and y'all, the sheriff, let's watch it.
We know one of those victims that died this morning is a juvenile. And I will say all 7 there.
That is so sad. So sad. We already had the natural disaster in Texas, and then these kids just not valuing life, just out here being reckless. Oh, parents, we got to do better.
Were 3 juveniles, 3 adults involved with this. We're still figuring out the second identity of the person who died. And this is still an active scene here behind me, nearly 5 hours after the shooting happened. So let me step out of the way so I can show you what is going on behind us. They have taken a large section.
That's a beautiful area. It looks nice. I know it's their downtown, but looks nice city.
Of Illinois street that is blocked off for this investigation. The majority of this happening between Illinois and Washington. But as you can see, cops, investigators still out here this morning trying to pick up evidence, figure out what led up to this mass shooting. So I do want to show you the scene when our crew first got here earlier this morning to show you how large this scene was. It happened around 1:30 this morning. IMPD.
They should be home. They should be home. Oh, so sad.
The officers who were already downtown responding to a separate disturbance heard shots being fired off of Illinois and Washington. They were just a couple blocks down the road. When they got closer to this scene, they found 6 people who were shot. One of the victims died on scene. 5 people were rushed to the hospital. That's when police say one of the other victims, the juvenile, died. And then they say a 7th victim walked into the hospital later on throughout the morning. Like we said, in total, 3 juveniles shot, 3 adults still figuring out the identity of the one who died. Chief Chris Bailey says violence like this shouldn't have happened this weekend, especially when thousands were here in the city for the holiday.
I want to get into his full response, so I'm going to switch over videos really quickly. This is some of what he had to say as a result of all of these juveniles, and we could just call them what it is. A lot of Black people that went in and they destroyed the city. And I didn't even know Indianapolis was caught up like this. Indianapolis is supposed to be a conference city.
This kind of violence, whether downtown or any of our neighborhoods, is completely unacceptable and unnecessary.
Now, I mean, he's like assuming that it is, Black. All we know is juvenile, but it is, they're saying they didn't show the kids. Let's just say that.
Unnecessary. Thousands of people came downtown tonight, enjoyed the fireworks, and went home. Thousands more chose to come down here and all night cause trouble. I was down here until about 12:30 tonight. I worked with my officers, took the runs with them, dealt with the disturbances, dealt with the utter disrespect for our city, for our laws, and for law enforcement. Hundreds of unsupervised kids down here. I don't know how many times I have to say it. We are not your children's keepers. You are. And parents,
you can hear them still being contributing to Black fatigue in the background. You can still hear it. But then we'll sit there and talk about how we so great and how the world should respect us when we don't even respect ourselves and we can't even get our own households together.
And guardians have got to step up. A kid is dead tonight.
If white people could truly say the truth and really what was on their mind instead of having to be politically correct and play the game, maybe we could actually get somewhere and we can start having some uncomfortable conversations. But in the meantime, I'll do it for them. I'll do it for people. I'll hold everybody accountable. White people, Black people, women, men, everybody needs to be brought to the front of the congregation because this is what's happening in our schools. This is what's happening in your neighborhoods. This is what's happening on Carnival cruise ships. This is what's happening on Spirit and Frontier Airlines. This is what's happening in every major city, every blue city across the.
It's just crazy because it's like parents want to party, parents want to be the kids' friends, and it is just a cycle of just foolishness, you know. Oh, you got the young grandparents, you know, the kid, oh my goodness, it's just so much dysfunction within the, you know, African American community, the Black community. And I just don't even know where you can actually start because until people hold people accountable, you know, nothing is really going to change. These officers are going to get more and more upset. They're going to get more and more aggressive. You know, these kids are just out of control. Like, you have to raise your kids. Why would you drop your kids off downtown on a holiday unsupervised? Like, that's when you have to put your foot down and just say no. You know, yes, they're going to say, but I want to be a teenager. You're ruining all that stuff. Okay, and this is about your safety. Some families, teenager is not returning home. They'll never get a hug from that child again. It's like these kids aren't valuing life. And parents aren't just, sure, they want to be in the club, turned up, parents singing Sexy Red.
United States of America that keeps talking about racism and that they want to defund the police while at the same time not even being able to get their own nug and jug in a house.
And no one wants to call them out. Nobody wants to call them out.
Just don't know the age of the young man down the street, still here, dead. He looks young. It's unacceptable. The police department all night long went from place to place to place, trying to prevent these kind of things. And I gotta be honest, I'm tired of it. You should be tired of it.
Yeah.
This is not our job to do this. It is unnecessary. You don't have to act like this. Our officers, half a block away from when before this shooting started, dealing with another group of individuals fighting. We made almost, probably, well, we're still tallying them, about 20 arrests tonight. Recovered guns that I know of before this happened from 2 kids.
Wow.
One of them was an assault rifle stuffed in the front of his pants.
Wow. And then it's like, okay, so what do you have going on that you feel you need to walk around with an assault rifle inside your pants? Like, what do you have going on? Oh,
I'm not sure anymore what it's going to take for some in our community to wake up. I've said it. This is where the kids are. This is where they are on Friday and Saturday nights. If you want to.
And the parents probably out somewhere too, turned up, having a good time.
engage them, if you want to help them, you want to prevent some of this violence, this is where they are. Here, they're here. Come down. I invite all of those who think that I'm exaggerating this or that I'm saying just because it's downtown. No, nowhere else in the city is this concentration of people in one small area, less than a half a mile. Come down and see for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. You can see them being dropped off by their parents, 5 or 6 at a time out of the car. You can see them jump out of Ubers and Lyfts. And you can see them jumping off the buses that they ride down.
Do people have their kids' locations? You know, mine is still young, so.
That they miss and then linger around downtown. Heck, look to your left. You're still going to see some people that probably shouldn't be out here right now lingering.
He is talking.
You guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You can watch the full video on Anton Daniel's page. Please get in the comments and let me know, what do you guys think? This is really, really sad. I mean, I remember in high school being dropped off at the mall and, you know, in the suburbs and stuff like that, having a good time, fun. But now you can't even really go to the mall. I just don't understand. And I'm like, you know, where are the parents? But you guys get in the comments and let me know what you think. Do you agree with the police chief and his feelings, you know, his frustration? Nobody wants to go knock on a family's door and tell them, you know, the bad news. So sad. So sad.